In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to solo complete the main Easter egg on the Black Ops 4 Zombies map Tag Der Toten. I would recommend watching this video all the way through before jumping into a game so you know what to do at what time. Here's the loadout that I would recommend. For elixirs, I ran with Temporal Gift, Anywhere But Here, Undead Man Walking, and Extra Credit. For perks, I would definitely recommend Dying Wish and Winter's Wail, but the other two are really up to you. I use the Path of Sorrows as my specialist, Wraithfire for equipment, and the Strife as my starting weapon. So to start this off, go ahead and hit the Doc's power switch when you spawn in, and then kill off all the zombies but one. After that, make your way to the Lighthouse through the Lagoon area. Buy into the Lighthouse station, then get your free 500 points from George Romero's glasses. This is when I use extra credit so I can open up these two doors to reach the top of the Lighthouse by round 1. The extra credit is not a necessity, but it does help to get things started a little earlier. So anyway, go to the top of the Lighthouse and get noticed by the Hermit. This will then activate all of his dummies on the map. The first step of this Easter egg is to complete 6 challenges from 2 of these dummies. Now at the same time you're working on those, you should also be working on getting Pack-a-Punch activated, the zipline handle, the music box equipment, dynamite, a free Wunderwaffe, and activating the remaining 2 power switches. I'm going to assume you already have a pretty good idea on how to do all of that, but if not, you can find links to their quick guides in the description. So anyway, back to the dummies, I would recommend starting with the one outside of the Lighthouse since you already have access to it. The first challenge will be to collect 25 brains. You get these by killing zombies with headshots. This took me about 4 rounds to complete. Just to give you a rough idea of where you should be with everything, during that time I activated Pack-a-Punch and built the shield on round 2, repositioned the main deck zipline on round 3, and melted down the Wunderwaffe Key's Icicle by round 4. After you complete that challenge, accept this Carpenter to start the next one, which is to get 20 kills with the shield bash. You should have access to all 3 of the shield's parts, so go ahead and build that now if you haven't already. This challenge took me roughly 2 rounds to complete. During that time, all I did was reposition the Sun deck zipline. The final challenge for this dummy is to empty 3 P-jars into the beach, which is the original Call of the Dead spawn. The P-jars can be found at the top of the Lighthouse, and you have to do this without breaking them. Now I would recommend saving a zombie or 2 at the end of the round since you will not be able to run or jump. If you do, you'll break the jars. So squeeze past any zombies and then hold your interaction button once in the water to empty the jars. After you do that a total of 3 times, you'll be given an extra self-revive and that dummy will be complete. The next dummy I would recommend starting is the one at the end of the Forecastle. The first challenge will be to get 25 kills while standing still. You can use your Strife, the Shield's gun, or Wraithfire to do that. I was able to complete this one at the end of the round I started it on. During that time, I also picked up my zipline handle. The next challenge is to kill 10 zombies with melee attacks. Go ahead and start that one, then zipline to the facility. At this point in my game, I had enough points to open up everything to collect the music box's keycards and begin its lockdown. During this, a whole bunch of zombies are going to spawn. Go ahead and use your shield to bash 10 of them, which will complete your current challenge. After that, I would recommend not killing any other zombies so you have some left after the lockdown is done. You can also activate the 3rd power switch while you're down there. Once the lockdown is done, take those zombies up to the specimen storage room. Use that key from the Icicle to open up this safe, then charge up the real device with all those zombies. Once it's charged, go ahead and pick it up, then head back to the Lighthouse. The Hermit will then give you a key in exchange to get the free Wunderwaffe. Now you can start your final challenge, which is to collect 3 ingredients to make some soup. The first one we're going to start with can be found in the gangway area, which is right below the 2nd power switch. Its first location is on this right side bench, the second one can be found on the corner of this table, and the final one can be found across from that on the right side of this counter. The second ingredient can be found down at the beach. Its first location is on this left barrel in the very back, the second location is near these rocks just before entering the water, and the third one can be found to the left of the Thompson Wallbuy. The final ingredient is located in the boathouse, which is just past spawn. Its first location can be found on this right crate next to the Mog Wallbuy, the second location is across from that on these barrels, and the final location can be found in the next room on this stove. Once you've got all 3 ingredients, bring them back to the pot on the Forecastle. Interact with the pot to place them inside, then throw a snowball in as well. This will complete the challenge and you can collect your reward from the robot. With those dummies now done, head up to the Lighthouse and collect these 4 dials from the Hermit. Bring them to this little side room in the artifact storage area and place them in the boxes that are on the left and right side walls. At the time of making this video, if you spin each one of these dials, they will ding when you land on the correct number. So just spin each one left or right until they ding, and that step will be done. But if Treyarch decides to change this so there is no longer a ding, you'll have to go and actually find the numbers somewhere on the map. I'll be updating the description with a video showing the locations of those numbers if that happens, so be sure to check before trying this. Anyway, once all 4 dials are on the correct numbers, the Apothecant Blood will begin talking. For this next part, I would recommend going into your audio settings and turning on subtitles. So the Apothecant Blood will speak 5 different pieces of dialogue. When it says find us offerings 3, that's when you need to start start paying attention. After that, it'll give you a clue to the location of your first offering, which will be either an organ or a bone. So for example, my first one was Where One Mysteries. This is located on a step at the bottom level of the lighthouse next to the mystery box. Once you find the object, interact with it to pick it up, and then you'll be given the clue to your next offering. This must be done a total of 3 times, and I'm now going to show you all 20 possible spawn locations for these objects. Their timestamps will also be listed in the description and my pinned comment, so you can quickly look them up when you're in a game. Where Preservation Freezes is located in the main deck area. If you head toward the Forecastle on the right side of the ship, you can find it inside this life preserver. Where Crow's Roost is located in the Forecastle area. You can find it on these barrels to the right of the ship's crow's nest. Where Bound Slept is located in the Forecastle area. If you come inside the shipping container, it can be found sitting on this first light. Where Bread Breaks is located in the gangway or kitchen area. It can be found on the left edge of this salad bar. Where Earth Crumbles is located in the geological processing area of the facility. It'll be sitting on the left side of this conveyor belt. Where False Freeze is located in the flooded cargo hold. If you come down from the right side stairs, you can find it floating to the left of this jerry can. Where Feet Slip is located in the ice grotto area. This one is actually on the left side of the ice slide, so as you go down, just hold your interaction button and you should pick it up. Where Filth Cleanses is located in the decontamination area of the facility. It can be found in this knocked over cart. Where Fire Sinks is located in the Sunken Path area, and you can get there by shooting this pipe in the artifact storage room to put out the fire below. Anyway, the offering can be found resting against the rocks to the right of this lantern. Where Helix's Peak is located at the top of the lighthouse. It can be found sitting on top of this front jar. Where Lightning Aims is located in the security lobby area of the facility. It can be found sitting on this bench under these Wunderwaffe blueprints. Where Line's Berth is located in the docks area. It can be found sitting in the left side of this snow pile right below the zipline that leads to the lighthouse. Where Lungs Close is located in the underwater cave that leads from Lighthouse Cove to the lagoon area. You can find it on the ground to your left at the end of the cave. Where Madness Sleeps is located in the specimen storage area of the facility. It can be found somewhere on this mattress in the prison cell. Where Mountains Throw is located in the outer walkway area of the facility. To get there, you'll have to use dynamite to destroy this debris. The object can then be found on the edge of this floor when standing on the flinger. Where North is found is located in the bridge area of the ship. It'll be sitting on top of this compass across from the second power switch. Where Power Ends is located in the Human Infusion area of the facility. It can be found sitting on this terminal to the right of the third power switch. Where Hidden Burns is located in that little area that branches off from the path to the cargo hold. It can be found on the edge of this generator. And finally, Where Thirst Dawns is located in the stern area. It can be found sitting on this edge of the ship to the left of the soda perk. Once you've collected all 3 offerings, the Apothecant Blood will then tell you to seek the Seal of Duality. Again, it'll give you a clue as to where it is, and luckily there are only 4 possible locations. So for example, mine was in the walls where humans suffer. This is located in the specimen storage area. There's going to be a bulletin board on this left wall that you need to knife down to reveal a safe. You can blow the safe open by using a piece of dynamite, then collect the seal that sits inside. Inside, an icy hall is located in the ice grotto area just at the base of the ice slide. You need to knife this board to reveal the safe. Where Aether Was Gathered is located in the geological processing area. The bulletin board you need to knife is to the left of this doorway. And finally, Where Cages Hang is located in the boathouse. You need to knife this board to reveal the safe. Once you've collected the seal, go ahead and make your way to the artifact storage area and place it down on this barrel. When you do this, that giant floating orb will begin to jump around the room. What you have to do is move it 3 times by shooting it until your screen goes white. Each time you do this, it'll send out a smaller orange orb somewhere on the map. I would recommend using the Wunderwaffe or an explosive weapon for this since they inflict the most damage. What you must now do is go and find those 3 orange orbs. They can land anywhere on the map and will stay there unless you get too close to them. If you do, they will fly off somewhere else and you'll have to go find them again. So when you come across an orb, you need to throw a snowball at it to freeze it. Then if you shoot the orb, it'll fly back to the artifact storage area. This must be done with all 3 of them. Now during this, you'll have an infinite amount of zombie spawns and you won't gain points, so just keep that in mind. Some common areas these orbs can be found at are at the bottom of the ice slide and the lagoon, outside of the lighthouse stairs, the beach, inside and outside of the facility, in the hidden path area just before the cargo hold, and the frozen crevasse area. Again, they can really go anywhere, so you might just have to search the whole map. Once you've returned the orbs to the artifact storage room, you'll need to freeze and shoot them again. After they all fly into the seal, go ahead and pick it back up. You then need to head out into the sunken path area and place the seal above this campfire. From there, throw a music box close to the campfire so its flames turn blue and all the zombies despawn. After a brief delivery of some story details, you'll be able to take the seal back. Next, make your way up to the Hermit so he can give you these 2 soapstones. You need to place them down on these scorch marks behind the lighthouse near the boathouse. Then activate the lighthouse's laser trap to heat them up. After it's done, collect the stones, then make your way to the facility. On your way there, try not to touch any water because it'll actually cool the stones off, for which you'll have to heat up again. So once you're there, place one of the stones in this machine machine in the Human Infusion area. Then place the other stone on the scorch marks under the Decontamination room trap. Turn the trap on and wait for it to cool the stone off. After it's done, pick the stone up, then place it in the machine next to the other one. A fuse will then pop out between the two stones that you need to collect. With that fuse, head back to the original Call of the Dead Easter egg door and place it in this power box. Now you need to head back to the facility and with the Wunderwaffe shoot a red battery on a couple of electrical towers. There's going to be one to your left after arriving from the zipline and another one on the opposite side in the loading platform area. Next, you must power 3 generators on the map by killing electric zombies near them. The first one can be found outside of this lighthouse platform. The second one is behind the MX-9 Wallbuy in the lighthouse approach area, and the final generator can be found next to the pack-a-punch location behind the boathouse. When you kill an electric zombie near one, it'll light up like so. Now you can head back to that Easter egg door, interact with the fuse, and the door should open. Go ahead and collect the shard that's inside, then bring it to the artifact storage area. When you place the seal on that barrel, you'll have to repeat the red and yellow orb step. So shoot the red orb, find, freeze, and shoot the orange orbs, then shoot them again so they fly into the seal. And as we did before, take the seal over to that campfire and throw down another music box. After some story details, you can take the seal back again. Now before moving on to the next step, I would recommend getting whatever weapons you want to run with and upgrading them through the golden pack-a-punch. All I ran with was the Wunderwaffe and Tommy gun, but you can really use whatever you want. Once you think you're all set, give the seal to the Hermit. This will start a lockdown event in the lighthouse which you'll have to survive for about 2 minutes. I would recommend just running around on the second level and avoid zombies if you can. Once the time is up, your screen will go white and you can take back the seal. You now have to visit each pack-a-punch machine at its 4 different locations and charge the seal with zombie souls. Go ahead and insert the seal into the machine and kill zombies around it until the seal pops back out. When you take it, the lighthouse should direct you to the next one on the list. After you've gone and done all 4 of them, you need to return to the artifact storage area and complete the orb step one last time. But instead of the orange orbs flying across the map, they're going to just stay in the room so you can easily freeze and shoot them. Once that's done, take the seal back to the campfire and throw another music box. Be sure to take the seal back once the audio is done playing. Now all that's left is the boss fight. Before you go, be sure to have all of your perks and a full shield. You won't be able to upgrade anything, so that's why I recommended doing it earlier. Once you think you're ready, fling over to the golden pack-a-punch. You now have to insert the seal and charge it up again. After it's done, the seal will float into the air and transform the entire map. A giant bubble will then surround the seal, which will start to move toward the ship. You must stay inside this bubble or you will start to take damage. It will leave you for a little bit at the start here, but you'll soon be flung back into the map. This is essentially the boss fight. The bubble is going to slowly make its way to the Human Infusion area. There's going to be an infinite amount of zombie spawns that you'll have to deal with while trying to stay inside the bubble. It will only rest at 3 locations where you need to charge it with zombie souls. Here is the route you'll be taking to that first rest event. You'll go through the right side of the forecastle and end on the mid deck. Once there, simply kill zombies to charge the seal. I used the Wunderwaffe for pretty much this entire boss fight and didn't really have any issues. Just keep moving and zap any zombies that get in the way. In this game, I was running with electric burst, but I actually think it made it even harder to see, so definitely don't use that. After you complete a rest event, you'll be given a max ammo and carpenter. Next, the bubble is going to make its way down to the artifact storage area. So take these stairs, collect the max ammo and carpenter in the cargo hold, then catch up with the bubble. The water on the map is now also going to be lava that will damage you. You want to try and step on these floating chunks of rocks to get across it. So now the bubble is going to make its way through the sunken path to the lagoon, then drop down into Lighthouse Cove and enter the second rest event. Again, use whatever it takes to survive and charge the seal. After it's done, collect the max and carpenter, then follow the bubble towards the beach. It's going to go through the hidden path area to get there. The bubble is then going to make its way around the beach and up to the lighthouse station where it will enter its third rest event. Charge the seal, then collect your power-ups. Now follow the bubble up to the lighthouse and wait for it to start moving along the zip line to the facility. That's when you want to jump on too. You will leave the bubble for a bit here, but it'll soon catch up. Now simply follow it through the rooms as it makes its way to the bottom floor. In my game, it tried to pull a fast one on me and act like it was about to go in another direction, so just keep an eye on where that outside line is moving and adjust your route accordingly. Finally, once you make it to the bottom floor, you'll enter the last rest event. It's here I used my undead man walking just to make things a little easier. Again, not totally necessary, but very helpful. After a moment, the bubble will then begin to slowly shrink. You have to continue killing zombies to charge the seal. At this point, I ran out of Wunderwaffe ammo, but I still had my Tommy, music boxes, and my specialist. Finally, after you fully charge the seal, your screen will go white. After some more story details, you can pick the seal up and head back to the main map. Once there, go ahead and give the seal to the Hermit. He's then going to tell you to go to the ship and wait. If you come up to the top level of the sun deck, a light will then shine from the lighthouse into the sky. After some more dialogue, the Agarthan Device will fly back into the map on the Forecastle. When you claim it, the final cutscene for the Aether storyline will begin to play. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below, and I'll be sure to help in any way that I can. Have fun with this Easter egg, and I wish you luck.